So what's in a name? Well, basically everything. Your domain name is your ticket. Your ticket to either web prosperity or doom and gloom. There are over 99 million registered domain names now active in the US alone. So finding a good domain name is quite a challenge. But there are still a lot of good domain names available that simply need a little creativity to find. Now, to buy a domain name, you've actually got up to 67 letters that you can string together. Of course, there's a huge hazard in that because you don't want to run something together that is so long that no one can remember it, like Joe's Bar and Grill of AmarilloTexas.com. It becomes kind of like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It would be impossible for most people to remember and or spell. The domain name needs to be easy to remember. It needs to be easy to spell. And it does not necessarily have to describe the business. What's an Amazon anyway? Is it a river? Is it a rainforest? Or is it just the world's largest store? Long names should be avoided like the plague, as should .net and .org, but you should still buy them anyway. Avoid piggybacking sites that rob you of having your own identity, such as www.someothercompany.com/yourcompany. That's not good. Also, avoid having excess file name gibberish that will only clutter your URL. Keep it simple and let the index page take everyone straight into your home page. Finally, don't be afraid to buy extra domain names for the common misspellings or related names that someone might conceivably use when they're looking for your site. These can all be programmed to redirect to your main site, and they're very cheap to have. It's better to pay a little extra to keep people where you want them to be. Good example, StanleySteamer.com owns 2 alternate spellings of their name just to hedge their bet and make sure that they keep you. The importance of a good name cannot be overestimated. Just as in the old economy, one's name is extremely important. The main difference today, though, is that only one business can register a domain name. This is because the internet is international in scope, whereas the local phone book is but for a small region. Business DBA names, doing business as, are registered in one's county of operations. So in the state of Texas, it could be possible to have 254 businesses, one for each county, all with the same name, like Lone Star Bar and Grill. And they would all be fighting for the exact same domain name. Of course, larger businesses can go through the legal process of registering and or trademarking a business name at the state or national level. The result is that it's going to be a free-for-all for domain names, with the largest firms often having the legal clout to wrest their name away from a smaller like-named firm. Well, here's a few tips that you should consider when deciding on the right domain name. Always go for the .com name if you can, even though it will be exceptionally difficult to find a good one that is available. Shorter is always better than longer, and be careful with the tricky or cute spellings, as well as using numbers for words like the number 4 instead of FOR. Anything that causes people to trip and stumble over spelling is going to cause them to trip and stumble when they try to find you. Hyphens can also be very problematic because you will forever be explaining them to people when you tell them your URL. You will get tired of it long before they do. And once you find a workable .com name, consider buying all the variants like .net, .org, .biz, .us, etc., as long as they are still available. Buy these as a defensive move to keep competitors or others from scooping up other versions of your name. Carefully consider made-up words. And there are many of these out there, ones that are becoming household words like Zoho, Voxant, even Google. That's a made-up word. It's a misspelling, actually, of G-O-O-G-O-L, which is a very, very large number. And there's some other ones that we use on an everyday basis, like Travelocity, Expedia, and Orbitz, O-R-B-I-T-Z. These are now made-up words or variant spellings that are unique to the point that they are memorable. Consider buying other misspelled variants of your name as well, and then point them to the main site. Good example, try typing in the dark. try typing a domain name like google.com and see if you can actually do it. You may be the best touch typist in the world, but you can still be off by an entire letter on every one. And so what you need to do is think about how could people screw up when they're trying to type your name. Consider buying those domains as well and have them all redirect to your main site. Even consider buying flagrant, spiteful names like yourcompanysucks.com to try to keep your enemies and other naysayers from scooping those up. Have them point back to your main site. And an even more interesting tactic is to buy yourcompetitorsucks.com if they have not already purchased it, and then point it back to your site. The whole idea is to have a field of very good domain names, the misspellings, the spiteful names, the competitor sucks names, all of them, all redirecting back to your main site. And finally, this is the most important thing. Always remember to renew your domain name. If you don't, it may be purchased by a porn site and relaunched as an embarrassment to your company. So, what's in a name? Everything. There's 99 million others out there all trying to stake their claim on the internet, and it is vitally important for you to choose your name carefully, register it, and nurture it and maintain it.